Hello guys, we are back with another Naruto What If movie. Now, I've did this concept 2 times, one as a series and one as a short story. But now I want to do the movie. So yeah, as I said, the series and the movie is going to be different every single time. Unless I just do a movie where, I put, let's say, from, the Garo series, part 1 to part 6, if I just add them all together, that would make one movie. But I don't want to do that. No, I want to make a new concept, or the same concept, but different story. You see, Naruto's potential with Sukuna's powers. But the thing that I didn't give Naruto was cursed energy. Now, if you don't know what cursed energy is, it's the negative emotions that you feel. So, you could think of cursed energy as negative energy. Now, I want to make it so Naruto can use reverse curse technique, which is when you multiply negative energy against itself to make a positive. So you just multiply cursed energy against itself, But most of the techniques are going to require curse energy. But there will not be any curses, no curse users, no, nothing. It's just going to be Naruto with the power. It's just going to be exclusively only for this one guy. So, yeah. So, anyways, I just want to start the story off by saying Sukuna's, technique, it's not fully understood, but it's kind of, at least to me. I have a very good understanding of it, but I just don't know what it's really, called. I mean, I know what it's called. I just don't know why he has fire. But some people just call it kitchen because in the Japanese word, it's just Mizushi, I think. Kitchen. So malevolent shrine. Sukuma Mizushi. Which is just malevolent kitchen. But I'm just thinking so he has cuts and slashes and fire. Now, I'm only explaining this because, there's new people who don't know who Sukuna is, what Sukuna is. Maybe. But, they're here for a reason. They searched it up on the YouTube bar. What if Naruto had Sukuna's powers? The movie. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to explain his abilities. Cuts and slashes, fire, and just very strong with cursed energy. So, just cursed energy punches, black flashes, reverse curse technique, and, yeah. But it's going to come at a price, not a price, but it's going to come at a development. He has to develop with these moves, He has to actually learn them. He can't just off the bat, overpowered. No, I did that for some of the stories, and I think that's why I want to redo it again. Or not redo it, but do the movie format now. Because I can do 3 formats. Series, short movie, and then just full movie. So, yeah. Anyways, I will be explaining a lot. Actually, no more. I would be explaining a lot in the story. Just about the sequence of events that go on. But without further ado, I'm sorry for the long intro. Now, let's just get right into the what if. So we start this what if during Naruto's, being born. Now, I'll say this one thing. His parents, it's going to be as in canon, okay? They're not going to be there. They're going to get taken out by the nine-tailed fox, and Naruto's going to be an orphan. Just as the original, anime. Now, the last thing Kushina would say to her baby boy was to stand proud and to always remember that he's a part of a luxurious clan, and to always remember to eat well, sleep well, and always be nice to others. His father really couldn't say anything after he got taken by the Shinigami. So yeah, sad. Hiruzen would show up, walking to the boy, as he would pick up the baby. Now, we're gonna have a little bit of a time skip. You see, we go on to 2 hours into the council meeting. As they are discussing about Naruto's body would suddenly be, covered with these tattoos. The tattoos of Sukuna. Now, since this isn't a reincarnation series, which, I'm just giving him the powers, but also some of the appearance. Just to signify, it's just a symbol of power in Sukuna's eyes. Even though Sukuna is not there. Naruto will become Sukuna, but not Sukuna at the same time. So think of this. Let's say if Sukuna wasn't Sukuna and it was somebody else, that's technically what Naruto is. Naruto has the powers and everything like that. So Naruto is a new symbol of power. So Naruto. But we're just going to keep on continuing with the Sukuna power and analogy. So yeah. Anyways, they're discussing some important things in the council meeting. As most village, civilians and clan leaders are going to be, well, very injured. You see, the Nine-Tails did a lot to them. So the council is suspecting of the Uchiha clan of attacking the village with the nine-tailed fox. But Fugaku, the Uchiha clan leader, said that this was wrong. That he and his clan were fighting on the front lines, protecting them. And that it was very bad for them to just straight up accuse them of doing this to their village. As after an hour, the topic would go on to the baby boy that the Hokage, the leader of the village, is holding in his arms. As Hiruzen would then say this one thing. What I'm about to say is an S-class secret that no one can discuss. If I catch anyone, or if this knowledge is leaked, I will find who did it and I will have them promptly discarded, which just means executed. Now, Hiruzen would say, this boy, he holds the Nine-Tails beast back from killing every one of you. He's the only reason why this village is still standing. The fourth Hokage decided to seal the nine-tailed fox inside of this boy. As, a lot of people, like the clan, understood it, but some civilians got the wrong, type of thinking. They're like, oh, the boy holds the Nine-Tails, which means that, oh, the boy is a Nine-Tails. So they started to hate on him, but they didn't say it, As we have a 4-year time skip. Now, around the age of 3, Naruto has been living in the orphanage till he was taken out of it. Obviously, due to the orphanage martyrdom, I'm pretty sure, kicking him out. As she heard the news, so Danzo decided to open his big mouth and say that Naruto was the nine-tailed fox, or the nine-tailed Jinchuriki. So the Jinchuriki just means sealer or human sacrifice, as in he decided. He didn't really decide it. He just was forced to become the nine-tailed Jinchuriki. Nine-tailed fox is just the Biju. So yeah, difference between Biju and Jinchuriki, because both names are different. It's just different titles, But people thought that Naruto was the nine-tailed itself, the big fox that destroyed the village on his birth, which is just stupid. In the eyes of the clan heads, shinobi people, they just think that the civilians are stupid, but there's some shinobi that actually believe Naruto's the Nine-Tails. So yeah, Naruto around the age of 4 would have been kicked out. As we go to a time to where Naruto would be walking in the middle of the village at night, and it's cold, and it's Naruto's 4th birthday. He just turned 4. As he would be looking for food, this is when a kunai would whiz past his head, as instinctively, he would move his head to the left, As he moves his head to the left, the kunai would implant itself into the wooden wall that was right next to him. Now, Naruto would just be wondering who threw that, and who would even throw that at a 4-year-old. As a kunai is very sharp, as Naruto would be like, what the heck? Oh shoot, is that a shinobi? As he would start running. As this shinobi would actually be subdued by Anbu. But after an hour, this is when the QB festival will go on. Now, it was early, not nighttime, but it was becoming nighttime, and it got cold because it is middle of October. I think October 10th is Naruto's actual birthday. I don't really know, but I'm gonna say this one thing. I know that the QB festival does not exist, but I use this, or I just make it up as a way to make something happen. I need something to happen for Naruto to be able to awaken this type of power in him. He isn't going to be that old happy kid that he was before. No, definitely not. I'll say he was more serious, more cold, calculative. So yeah, anyways, after this, the Kyuubi Festival would start. Naruto would find food, but at a price. As in the middle of like getting free food from a stand, someone would notice who that kid is. As they would yell, "Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing, brat? Thinking that you could come here and eat amongst us? You're a monster." As Naruto hearing this would be very, very sad. Understanding the treatment of these people. Not understanding the treatment of these people. As this is when Naruto would run. He starts bucking it. He doesn't care. He's scared. And fear makes you do things. It's a whole damn, I can't say it. A whole bunch of people would start chasing him. Now, as they chase him, notice how there is some former shinobi in this crowd as they would throw a kunai. Now, this almost hits him as he runs into an alley. Now, as he's about to get, hit by something, he would duck. As he's like, what the hell? How did I know how to duck? But this is when he gets trapped in that alley as they start beating him. But Naruto would get up. As markings form around his body, the tattoos of Sukuna, or the Sukuna tattoos that, Sukuna had, Naruto would then think one thing. Kite. Or dismantle. But I'm pretty sure kite is dismantle Japanese. As Naruto would lift his hand in a motion, like a scissor, but a gun. As he would then say, dismantle. Now, the crowd in front of him got a couple of slight cuts on them. Like every single one of them got little cuts on them. Not fatal, but it sent a message. As some of them would back up, the shinobis would step forward. Now, as these shinobis step forward, they're like, it looks like the brat decided to show us his powers. This really does solidify my thinking that this kid is the Nine Tails. But this is when one of them would try and chase or run at Naruto. But Naruto is backed into a corner, so no one could get him. He's back into a corner. So he just puts his hand out again in a scissor gun type of motion. As he then says, dismantle. But this one's even stronger. As the emotions that Naruto is feeling, the negative emotions, Naruto's feeling sadness. He's feeling fear. And he is in pain. As the shinobis in front of him would disappear in a gaze of blood. Now, some people are like, yo, whoa, wait, what do you mean Naruto just instantly disintegrated them? Well, Naruto's power was amplified by his negative emotions. So, yeah, I'll just explain it like that. This is when Anbu would show up, arresting most of the people, but, they would scatter. As Hiruzen would show up saying, Naruto, my boy, what happened? So Naruto would then say, I don't know, they just started to attack me, and then I put my hands out 2 times and said this one word, and power surged through my arms, and then this. As, Hiruzen notices 10, kunai on the ground, signifying that there was 10 shinobi, or maybe civilians that were, used to be shinobi, so yeah. Ex-shinobi, you could say that. You could say former shinobi. It doesn't really matter. But, anyways, it doesn't matter because they're gone now. So, yeah, we're just gonna have a time to where, Hiruzen would then ask, why was Naruto not in the orphanage? But Naruto would then tell him that the orphanage manager just kicked him out. Now, Hiruzen hearing this is like, alright, Naruto, I'll deal with it. Anbu, Inu, dog mask. As Kakashi, or Inu, would come down. As Naruto sees this Anbu with the dog mask on, Kakashi would say, organize him a house. I want him in this specific sector, closest to me, or at least closer to the academy. Make sure it's furnished fully. As after 2 hours go by, Naruto would be introduced to his new home. Furthermore, his new life. As we have a 2-year time skip. Now, or actually, no. We're undoing that time skip because I need to explain some things that Naruto did over those 2-year time skip. Or, I'll just do some flashbacks. Naruto, let's say after a month would go by, his Naruto would be in his, house, as he would walk out and go into the forest or a training ground, as Hiruzen would actually allow Naruto to go into the training grounds however he pleases. As Naruto would try and do that same thing with the scissor motion. Just the same way that Sukuna sticks his arms out or his hands out to do a dismantle, that's the same way Naruto would do it. In a slicing motion. It's like pointing a gun, but it's scissored. And they're not really overlapping each other. So, yeah. As anyways, Naruto sticking his hands out, pointing it to a tree, would then say, dismantle. As in a flash of light, or to Naruto, because after he was trying this for a while, he was very tired, it hits the tree. As the tree would be cut up into box-sized pieces. So Naruto would be like, huh, that's so cool. As this is when we have the 2-year time skip. So Naruto decided he's gonna join the academy around I think 7 years old? No. Naruto did join the academy at 6, maybe. I don't know when he did. But anyways, Naruto does join the academy at 6. I do remember, I always had this one thing confused, because I'm like, wait, doesn't it consist of 1 year or no? But it just consists until you are 12 years old. That's when you are able to actually graduate the academy. So yeah, as anyways, we're gonna have Naruto's first experience a little bit more heartwarming. Naruto will be introduced to the class. As a lot of people would look at him with no fear. They don't fear this kid because they don't know what he holds. They weren't told the lies that other parents had told the other kids. But that's especially to the clan heads. You see, the clan heirs, they don't care because they understand what sealing is. And Shikamaru would actually call Naruto over, along with Choji, as this would be Naruto's friend group. Now, of course, this may change, but Naruto is still going to have some precious people in this what if. I'm not just going to have him having nothing. Because then, in the middle, I'm like, alright, let's just make him destroy everything. But no, never. So yeah, that's how Naruto's experience is in the academy. It's not very, good, because this is when, after the age of 7, people actually start figuring out, because their parents start telling them what Naruto holds. Almost everybody in the village knows, except for the younger generation, or most of the younger generation. So yeah, as 1 year goes by, as we have a 7-year-old Naruto walking in the middle of the forest, as he was training with his abilities, as he got a new ability. Now, I gotta explain. Cleave. Cleave is a move where the cuts or the slashes are amplified, or they go to the power of the person. So imagine a human, right, with the power level of 5. Well, it's not going to take much energy to take them out, right? But let's say Maharaga with a power level of 5,000. The power will adjust, and that's how much the power adjusts to the user. That's what I'm supposed to say. So not all slashes are the same for everybody. That's what I wanted to say. As anyways, Naruto is walking in the middle of the forest as he hears a scream. This being a man. Now, this man would have been killed by Itachi. You see, Naruto starts walking as he makes his way across the Uchiha compound. Now, Naruto at the age of 7, along with Sasuke, but Sasuke isn't in this. He's not a factor at the moment. Naruto at the age of 7 will be walking as he sees people piled up everywhere. Not piled up, but just strewn about. Blood everywhere. As this is when he has a bad feeling in his stomach. He doesn't like it here. As this is when he sees the lights going out in every single house. As shattering glass, screams, yells, fighting can be heard. As this is when the last house would be there. Itachi, his family's house. As Itachi, having his job, would have to execute everyone. But he saves his little brother. Now, as he does, put Sasuke through 72 hours of this massacre, just like with the Genjutsu, Itachi would come out from the, house with tears in his eyes. So he did not want to do that. He was forced to. It was either them or the village, and he chose them to die. Or he chose the village. So yeah. As anyways, he chose the village's side, okay? So yeah. He spots a 7-year-old Naruto. Now Naruto would be looking at him with a little bit of fear. Just a tiny bit, But this is when Naruto would have a face of, determination. He sees the people, the suffering that they went through. As he says, why would you do something so vile? You killed them without remorse. Or no, he doesn't say that. I mean, of course, Itachi has remorse for what he did. You killed them without a second thought. No, wait, that's the same thing as remorse. Hold on. You just killed them for no reason. But Itachi said, look, you don't need to understand my reasoning. As a 13-year-old Itachi, by the way, yes, bro was young when he had to take out his entire clan, would tell Naruto he can't be here, and he has to run before the Anbu get there and accuse him of killing the entire clan. But this is when Naruto would dash at Itachi, as Itachi would be surprised by this kid's speed. As anyways, this is when Naruto would stop and swipe his hand up, as a dismantle would be sent towards this man, or a cleave, actually. As Itachi, seeing this with his Sharingan, would easily dodge. Now, I just watched Zether's video, and yes, I will allow high enough shinobi to be allowed to actually see the slashes. And the Sharingan could see the slashes with more clarity, which I'm pretty sure just means like better sight or something. I don't know. Just use words that I already know, but I don't know the meaning fully. I just know that it's just better sight or something. So yeah. Or you could just see something more clearly. So yeah. As anyways, he dodges this. So he tries to subdue Naruto. Now Naruto, not letting up, would continue sending slashes, dismantles, cuts, and cleaves everywhere. As we're just gonna have a time to where Itachi would appear right in front of Naruto and actually kicking him. As Itachi is like, okay, I'm not gonna treat this kid like a kid anymore because he's trying to kill me. I'm gonna have to treat him like a man now. But, Itachi is obviously gonna show restraint. He's not really gonna fully go on, full out against the child. He would never want to kill Naruto, no. As this is when Itachi would send a fireball jutsu towards Naruto. I just said, Itachi's gonna show restraint, immediately sends a fireball. But Naruto would just jump out the way. Now, as he jumps, he would get caught off guard by a kick. As Itachi would kick him straight to the ground, Naruto would get sent hitting the ground, tumbling. This is when Naruto would get up. As he understands a little bit of cursed energy, Naruto would start getting into a fist fight with Itachi, as Itachi would decide to match him blow for blow. As Itachi would then sweep kick Naruto. As Naruto was falling to the ground, Naruto would extend his arm to Itachi in a scissor motion and say dismantle, as Itachi gets hit by it, as he does get a couple of cuts on him. This is when he backs out and then does an earth style hiding like a Monjutsu or something. He just goes into the ground and grabs Naruto's legs and just grabs him and drags him down. But as he does this, Naruto would decide to use a incantation or incantation. Now, as I say this, there's four for Naruto, so it just buffs his dismantle by a lot. So yeah, as anyways, he does 2 incantations, as this is when everything around him would slash within 5 feet, and then he would get freed from the ground. As Naruto jumps, hitting Itachi with a kick, and then he would then jump again, hitting Itachi with the next kick. But Itachi, would grab Naruto's leg and then swing him, as this is when he brings Naruto up to his face. As Itachi would then say, "Infinite Tsukuyomi." Now, as Naruto is put into the Infinite Tsukuyomi, Naruto would be having I don't know. Because Itachi doesn't really see to make Naruto mentally unstable. Of course, he can't do that. Or he just... If he did that, then he would destroy the village, which is just his whole purpose of killing his clan, was to protect the village. So... he wouldn't do that, but he'll make Naruto just unconscious. Like, go to sleep, you know? In that Infinite Tsukuyomi, he just made Naruto see... what can I do? Naruto see that he was just training in the forest or something, you know? I don't know. As anyways, the next day would roll around as Sasuke would be trying to wake up Naruto. The Hokage was alerted about everything. Not in the next morning, my bad, but like 2 hours go by. As Shinobi would start showing up, Sasuke would start trying to wake Naruto up. Basically like, wake up, wake up. As Naruto would do so. Saying, Sasuke, are you okay? Sasuke would start crying. Naruto would be very angry. As Naruto would say, it was Itachi, he did this to me. As Sasuke would hear this, seeing that Naruto almost could have died. As Naruto said that he fought Itachi, Naruto thought that what Itachi was doing was bad. So he decided to fight Itachi. But he didn't win. But Sasuke was like, it's alright. Thank you. As this is when the Shinobi would show up and clean up everything. As after a day, the entire Uchiha clan would get a funeral. Now, after this, Sasuke would start acting more cold and calculated, along with Naruto. As his life has been getting worse, people have been treating him worse. So Naruto no longer feels for their redemption or for their attention anymore. He simply doesn't care about what they say. So, this is where we're gonna go on to the next time skip. Now, well, they were like 7 years old, a couple hours went by. 6 years go by. As a 13-year-old Naruto would be in the academy. I mean, no. Freaking. They graduate at 12, so 5 years go by. As a 12-year-old Naruto, my bad, because I usually age them up by 1 year to 13, because then 14, and then Shippuden, making them 16 to 17. But I think it was 15 to 17 for Shippuden, so yeah, I kind of messed up on there a little bit. Wait, what? 15, 13, 14, 15, 15 to 17. Oh yeah, my birthday is like 6 days if I turn 17. All right. So, let's just get on to the main thing. This is where we truly start the story. That was just their backstories, their life before they became a shinobi. But this is where you guys are here for. The life of the shinobi. Naruto Uzumaki as Sukuna, or with Sukuna's powers. No, we're just gonna have a time to where Naruto was in the classroom. Sorry, walking up the stairs. Okay, that's enough. Now I'm on the first floor. So, Naruto would be in the classroom academy, as this is the last day of the academy. They're graduating today. Now, people wonder, why didn't Naruto graduate early? Well, simple. Naruto wasn't trying. He wanted to stay in the same class as Sasuke, or I can just say that they only took They were 7, so they started 6. So I'll say they only took 6 years. Now they're 12. So they only took 6 years of the academy, so they could only graduate at 12. So sorry. Naruto does not fail 3 times. He didn't even take the test yet. So yeah, my fault. So yeah. Anyways, now we're just gonna get a time to where we go on to where they're in the classroom. Naruto will be wearing the same thing as Heian era Sukuna. Now, Heian era Sukuna wears like white robes and everything. So yeah. Anyways, this is when we're gonna go to a time to where, well, you know, Iruka comes in. As Naruto would take a look at Sasuke would like look up at him, nod, and like then do like you know where people like nod their head up to say like what's up or something. That's what Sasuke did, as Naruto would do the same. This is when they would pay attention to class. As Naruto does have a similar, kind of attitude with, Sasuke. He has like a similar thing with Sasuke. He kind of acts like Sasuke just a little bit, but he has a more sadistic side to himself. You see, Naruto's powers, it's just too much of a destruction or destructive type of power to have him be very, very good. Or how can I say this? Just act in the way that he did before. So yeah. As anyways, no, I am not making Naruto destroy the village yet. I don't know. Okay, no. I am going to be making Naruto live through this entire thing. Just because he has Sukuna's powers, he's not going to have much of Sukuna's attitude, but he is going to be thinking of himself as more high and mighty sometimes. He's going to have the similar pride. There's no Sukuna's powers what if without a little bit of the Sukuna attitude in there. So yeah. As anyways, Iruka would say, all right, class, settle down. Are you all ready to become Genin? As they would all cheer, get, loud. As, Naruto was like, the hell? What was the point of him telling everyone to settle down? As this is when we're going to have a time. Time to where Iruka would just pass out the test. Now, as all the tests are passed out, we're just going to have a time to where Naruto, along with almost everybody, or the people who failed in the, canon fodder, that clan errors pass, everyone passes like an original. Along with Naruto, yes, Naruto does pass. I'm not going to make Naruto an idiot, okay? He's not going to be a dumb person in this what if. Of course, he has to be more smarter, because to, know about cursed technique and cursed energy and everything like that, you have to have a good understanding of it. You have to be very intellectual first. I mean, not really, but just Naruto's case. He's the one that's learning this on his own. So yes, he does have to be very smart. So yeah, as anyways, this is when Iruka would say, all right, everybody, get ready. As Mizuki would also be glaring at Naruto, but Naruto would just give him one look with those red eyes of his, just for a second, because those are the eyes that Sukuna has now. It is not really Sukuna, but as I said, Naruto will have a little bit of similar characteristics. Not characteristics, features. Sorry. So as I said in the beginning, Naruto is the new Sukuna without being Sukuna. So yeah. As anyways, we're just gonna have a time. I should probably stop explaining everything, like that. Oh, he's the new Sukuna and everything. You guys already know that, so yeah. I'll clarify. I guess I was just clarifying. That's it. Iruka would then say, come on now, everyone. Come outside. We're about to fight. Or we're about to have the athletic test. You guys all have to do tests outside as well. It's not just a written exam. As, they would all get up. Naruto and Sasuke, they're pumped to fight today, because they chose this specific day to fight. Sasuke is not going to hold a grudge, because you know why? Sasuke has a similar look to, a similar outlook on life. He wants to become strong, along with Naruto. As Naruto does want his revenge on, Itachi for what he did to those people. And, Sasuke wants his revenge because, his brother killed his entire clan. So, yeah. As anyways, we're just going to have a time. A time to where, they go outside as they do a test. They would throw 10 kunai, 10 shuriken, and you must get at least 6 out of 10 on each test to actually pass. They don't want any trash shinobi or people who can't aim for nothing. No. Hell no. That would be a liability on the field. As anyways, this is when the course would show up, where they would have to fight Mizuki, and then they would have to fight amongst themselves. As Naruto would pass with flying colors, getting a 10 out of 10, along with Sasuke. Most of the clan heirs did as well, and some civilians, but they don't matter. As this is when the battles would start. Naruto would be paired up with Mizuki, as Mizuki would just have a smirk saying, I'm gonna make sure you fail this test, as he says that under his breath. This is when Iruka would say, begin! Now, as Iruka says begin, Naruto would appear right in front of Mizuki. As both not expecting this, Iruka along with Mizuki not expecting Naruto to be so fast, would see that Naruto straight up kicks Mizuki, as Mizuki would get sent flying out of the circle that they set up, as Mizuki would have lost. Now, this is when the matches would be. But the only one that matters is Naruto's and Sasuke's, as they both get into the ring. Iruka would say, begin. As a lot of people showed up for this. They wanted to see Sasuke fight. As it was known that two of the best students in the class was Naruto and Sasuke. Except not a lot of people knew that Naruto could fight. So yeah. As anyways, this is when we're going to have a time to where Naruto and Sasuke rush in at each other as they start fighting. As this fight would be incredible. They would start sending right hooks, left hooks. They would start dodging. They would start, deflecting attacks and then capitalizing off of those attacks by punching each other. This battle was truly a good battle because Naruto didn't use any of his powers. Only cursed energy. This is when Sasuke would slip up. As he would overthrow an arm, it would swing as Naruto would hit him. As a black flash would be hit. Now Sasuke in immense pain, Naruto would be like, oh shoot, what did I just do? Is that a black flash? As, Naruto, he hit one of those, right? One time he in the middle of the forest of death, he hit an animal with cursed energy and like a flash of electricity would show up of black and red. As Naruto decided to name it a black flash. As to that day, he wasn't able to hit a black flash until now. As Sasuke gets sent out of the ring, Naruto would quickly jump and actually catch him. As Naruto would say, my bad, Sasuke. I actually don't know what that was. I guess it's something that comes within the understanding of what black flash is. What jujutsu sorcery is or something. He doesn't say jujutsu sorcery, but he does say like cursed energy because that he knows what it is. He thinks of this energy as bad or just cursed energy because he only is more powerful when he's in a certain negative emotion. So yeah. As Naruto would actually place his hand on to the impact point of where Sasuke was and would try and like heal it because he's thinking like, oh, what if he just reverses the negative energy? It would make positive, and positive means like healing or something, as it would slightly heal Sasuke. So yeah, as anyways, we're gonna have a time to where everybody would start getting their headbands as the next day would go by. Now the next day rolls around. As everybody starts to go and head to the academy, teams are called out, as Naruto would be happy, or it would just be like hyped that Sasuke is a part of his team, as Sasuke and Naruto would look at each other with a smirk, as if that smirk is condescending. They're both like antagonizing each other, but like also happy that they're both on the same team, So yeah, as anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where they hear Sakura's on the team, and they are both at this point just saddened by this. Like, oh my god, we have a fangirl on our team, man. Oh, it's whatever. I guess we can deal with it. As this is when 3 hours would go by. Now, 3 hours go by. As Sasuke and Naruto, along with Sakura, would be like, wow, this guy hasn't showed up yet. As Naruto would get up to leave. Now, Naruto starts to leave, but this is when the door would open. As Kakashi would be like, hello, it seems you are my team. My first impression of you is, you're all boring. As Naruto, along with Team 7, or just Sasuke Sakura, would grow tick marks on their head. As Naruto would say, so, what's the reason of you being so damn late, huh? As Naruto would get up in Kakashi's face and say that. As Susan Kakashi would say, well, a black cat crossed my path, so I had to take the long way, Or I had to take the long way again, or go back around. As Naruto, being pissed by this, would be like, you better not have this become a daily occurrence, because I swear I will beat the hell. But before he can say that, Kakashi's like, meet me at the roof in 5 minutes. As he would poof away, as Naruto's like, what the hell? Oh, that freaking annoying sensei of ours. And he didn't even tell us his name. Oh wait, no, he did. He knows what his sensei's name is. So yeah, as anyways, they all make it to the roof. Naruto would just be glaring at Kakashi. As Kakashi would be like, alright, Naruto. So, I am Kakashi Hatake. I am your sensei. Now, you guys can tell me about your likes, your dislikes, and your goals. Don't worry, and don't be shy, because I won't be telling anyone else unless you want me to. As Naruto would say, alright, well, if I can go, but this is when Sakura would go. Sakura would be like, well, my goals, I like this, I love this certain, as this is when, Kakashi would be like, okay. That's enough, Sakura. Sasuke, you go. Sasuke would say, my likes, I don't have much, except for my one friend, Naruto. My dislikes are fangirls, people who annoy me, my brother, and my goal is to kill my brother and revive the Uchiha clan. And beat or become stronger than a certain somebody. So Naruto would just look at him, be like, good luck. This is when Naruto would then be called up. Naruto would then say, my likes and my goals. Well, how can I say this? My likes and goals, I don't really have much likes. I like training. And I like seeing the pain on people's faces after they try and beat me. Just to see that they got beaten themselves. My dislikes are... I was about to say, I had to restrain myself because I really be saying my dislikes are monkeys who can't use jutsu. No. I really wanted to say that. My dislikes are people, annoying people who just like to bother me for no damn reason. Just to spite me. And I hate people who think they're above me sometimes. I don't always feel like that, and I don't always feel like I'm above everybody, but some people I really do feel like I'm above them. As, this is sort of like a superiority complex right here. And it's way worse than Sasuke, but Sasuke doesn't really have that complex, as it's not going to really form. He doesn't see Naruto as a sort of nuisance that shouldn't be weaker than him. No, he sees Naruto as a goal, as a sort of wall that he needs to get over to get to his brother. And that wall is going to keep on getting higher and higher until it overshadows his brother's power. So yeah, Sasuke already knows that since Naruto fought Itachi at the age of 7, Naruto's at the age of 13 at the moment, right? Which means that Sasuke knows Naruto is way stronger than he was before, but so is Itachi. Itachi is constantly training and everything like that. So yeah. So anyways, when Kakashi would be like, well, those are all some interesting likes, dislikes, and goals. Anyways, I'll see you all tomorrow. Meet me at Training Ground 7 at 8 a.m. Bye-bye. As this is when he poofs away. Now, sorry, I spoke up loud. Now, we're just gonna have a time to where the next day rolls around. As Naruto, oh yeah, by the way, Kakashi said, and I recommend you don't eat or you'll throw up. As, the next day, Naruto invites Sasuke, and he actually goes to get Sakura, and they go to eat something. As Naruto says, so, I think I figured out what this thing is. You see, he's gonna want us to not eat food, but most likely we're gonna be doing an exercise, and most likely we're gonna have to fight him. I heard of the bell test. The bell test is a teamwork exercise, but we don't know that, and he knows that we don't know that, or he expects that we don't know that. So we all have to be fully furbished or like refreshed before they start fighting a Jonin. So yeah, as Naruto says this, Sakura would say, wow, Naruto, that's actually very smart. As Naruto says, not really, it's just common sense. We're Genin. Even though I am very, very strong, and I'm possibly a Jonin, you need to be thinking in a way of me being the same strength as you. We all have to fight as one. So yeah. As anyways, this is when a couple of hours would go by, or 3 hours would go by, as they will be waiting after they ate in the training ground. This is when Kakashi would show up. Now, Naruto would be like, so, what the hell is your excuse now? As, Kakashi would be like, oh, well, a lady needed help crossing the street, and then, she had to carry bags back home, so I just had to help her. This was like an old lady grandma or something. So, yes, this didn't really happen. It's just one of his stupid excuses, by the way. So, yeah, as anyways, this is when Naruto would say, start the damn test already. As Kakashi would be like, oh, so you know about the test, huh? What kind of test is it? As Naruto would say, the bell test. Start it or else. As Kakashi would be like, okay. Anyways, I have to explain the rules first. These here are 2 bells. Now, only 2 of you will be passing. Only 2 of you will be passing this test once you get these 2 bells. While the other one who doesn't get a bell will be failing and get sent back into the academy for a retraining. Now, Naruto would call his BS on this, of course, as, Kakashi would be like, this kid is not an easy person to fool, huh? Well then, I'll give you guys about 1 hour to get these bells. So, go. As Naruto and Sasuke would rush in, having a plan already. As Sakura would, just stand behind, but also rush in. This is when Naruto would grab onto Kakashi. As Kakashi, instantly went to his book, but then was like, oh, shoot. As he looked up, closed his book, grabbed Naruto, and then swung him, hitting Sasuke, but Sasuke would jump. As Sasuke sends a kunai, this is when the kunai would be deflected by, or caught by Kakashi. This is when Sakura would show up. As Sakura would get 1 punch in, because Kakashi was occupied by Sasuke and Naruto. As Sakura would hit Kakashi in the stomach, this is when Kakashi would grab her arm and swing her. As she gets swung, this is when she would do a flip. As, of course, yes, they are acrobatic more. I'm not going to make them cannon fodder. Of course, Sakura doesn't have much training, but this is one thing that she can do. She's more acrobatic. In the normal, she's normally like this. I don't know. I don't really know Sakura's strengths before Chunin exams. God. Honestly, there was none at that point. I'm not even gonna lie. She could only hold a kunai, maybe do genjutsu or something. Sakura actually became a monster in Shippuden. Well, that's enough about Sakura. As this is when Naruto gets up, sends a slash, as this is when Kakashi would dodge. As he actually reveals his Sharingan, saying, what the hell was that? As he could have barely saw the slash, but now with the Sharingan on, he can see it with more clarity. Now, Naruto would send another slash, as it almost hits Kakashi. As Kakashi would then say, alright, Naruto, if you want to play like that, come at me. As this is when Naruto would then say, alright. As they both start fighting, they get into a fist fight. As soon Naruto would get a lucky hit, infusing his fist in cursed energy. As when it hits Kakashi, a second impact would hit him. As Kakashi would be like, what the hell was that? I felt pain from the first punch, but what was that second impact? As he gets sent flying to a tree, he would then turn into a log as Naruto would have sent a slash towards him. This is when Kakashi would show up behind him and say, rule number 1, taijutsu. As he tries to do the 1,000 years of death, Sasuke would then kick him away, as Sakura would then try and get the bells, as she gets a hold of one, but this is when Kakashi would grab her arm and then push her away. As anyways, Kakashi would then get up, back up, and do a roll because he saw a slash coming at him. Well, not a roll, but he moved to the right. So Naruto would then say, dismantle. Now, as the dismantle is sent, Kakashi, seeing no way of getting out, would then be like, oh, shoot. As Naruto, yes, he does know the Kage Bunshin Jutsu, so Hiruzen told him about the Kage Bunshin Jutsu. So yeah. As anyways, we're just gonna have a time. The time to where Naruto sees that Kakashi did a Kawaremi or a substitution jutsu with a log. This one, Sasuke and Naruto would then hear the screams of Sakura. As she was put under a genjutsu, they would quickly wake her up. She just gets up and pulls out a kunai, saying, "That wasn't very nice of you, sensei." As soon Naruto would then make 10 clones. As each and every single one of them would make a line pointing their finger out to Kakashi and say dismantle. As 10 dismantles would be sent out, Kakashi, seeing the wall of cuts and slashes, would substitute out of there, as the log that was in place got completely eviscerated. Now, of course, it doesn't really match up to the power, because if that hit a human, that it would not cut them much at all. It would only cut them to a point where they bleed a lot. So yeah, which just means cut a lot. Hold on. So anyways, this is when Naruto would then send a slash. As it's a very small slash, it would hit the bells. Naruto then blitzes it. As he blitzes it, he would then... What the hell? Dog, something just got on my slipper. Okay. He blitzes the bells and grabs them. As this is when Naruto would then say, "Sakura, Sasuke, take these." As Naruto would then say, "So, do we pass?" As Kakashi would say, "Yes, but only those two." As Naruto would say, "No, actually. You see, I figured out the meaning of this test. It was about teamwork, am I right? You know, me and them also ate because we had to be fully nourished. We knew we were going to fight you." Now, Naruto would then say this one thing. "By the way, I was holding back. Couldn't go all out against my sensei to kill him." As Kakashi would say, "Well, I was also holding back too. You don't really expect me to go all out, don't you? But it is impressive that you kept up with me, even though I was holding back and you were holding back. Which makes me think, how strong really are you, Naruto?" As Naruto would say, if I had an answer, I would probably say Jonin level. At least my technique. My taijutsu is at least high Genin to low Chunin or something around there." As, Kakashi would be very impressed. As he says, "All right, well, are you all ready for 2 months of D-rank missions?" As this is when he says, or this is when they're like, sure. 2 months would go by. Now 2 months would go by as Naruto was sick and tired of the missions that they were getting. The Sakura would be like, "Tell me about it." Along with Sasuke being like, "This is not testing our skills whatsoever. Are we people who are doing chores, or are we shinobi?" As this is when they make it to the Kage office, as they all demand a C-rank mission. As this is when Iruka being there would be like, "Well, how dare you all demand anything from the Hokage? Apologize right now." But this is when Hiruzen would be like, "Oh, no. It is okay, Hiruka. Let it be, okay? I understand your frustration. I used to do D-rank missions just like you, and I saw them as monotonous chores, so I will give you guys a C-rank mission. Now, it's an escort mission," as he explains to the Kakashi. So, a drunk man would come in saying, "What the hell? You're telling me you're gonna give me these brats to protect me?" But this is when Naruto hears him calling him a brat. As Naruto walks up and grabs him by the neck, saying, "Who the hell are you calling a brat, huh?" As, mind you this, Tazuna is taller than Naruto. I'm pretty sure Tazuna is taller than almost all of them, except for Kakashi. So yeah, we're probably the same height as Kakashi, but bro got handled, but Naruto put him down saying, "I apologize, but don't ever call me a damn brat again, okay?" As, Tazuna would be like, "Okay, kid, I apologize." Naruto would say, "Anyways, you probably underpaid for your mission because we're the strongest team in the Leaf. At least for the Genin team, we're the strongest Genin team in the Leaf. So, just be proud that you got us and not anyone else." As Tazuna would be like, "Understood." So he would quickly sober up, he almost got caught by Naruto. As this is when they leave that same day. As 3 hours would go by. Now, as they are walking, this is when they get, taken by surprise, or not really, but This is when the two demon brothers would show up, Mizu and Gozu, as they all, or both of them go for Kakashi. But Naruto would just say dismantle, as it would hit both of them. Both of their armor would like fall off, but they're still going after Kakashi. As this is when the chains would wrap around Kakashi and shred him, killing him. Or as they think, because it is a genjutsu, this is when Naruto would then say, "Huh, I almost got scared there for a second. I thought you killed my sensei." And oh my god, I still have my slippers on again. As anyways, this is when he says, "Cleave." As he cuts one of them in half. This is when Naruto would then send a slash towards the man's arm, cutting that arm off. As one of the brothers is dead, that being Mizu, and Gozu has his hand cut off, along with several slashes around his body and arm. Now, I'm just gonna have a time. A time to where Kakashi would show up saying, "Good job, Naruto." And Sasuke, I noticed that you didn't want to get involved. Why is that? Sasuke would say, "Well, not really much for me to do. I saw Naruto had it, so I just decided to let him, you know?" As Naruto would be like, "Yeah, Kakashi, what? Are you not confident in my moves? If I wanted to, I can level this entire forest with just one slash." As Kakashi would say, "Yeah, I don't doubt you, Naruto." As he starts to interrogate Gozu, I'm pretty sure Mizu is dead. As anyways, this is when Gozu would tell everything as they all look at Tazuna saying, "You know, Tazuna," as Kakashi would say, "if my team wasn't so skilled, I would have quickly declined this mission. But since they all are strong, even Sakura, as she was trained," he would then say, "Since they're all so strong, I will not cancel this mission on you. But you will have to pay the proper mission once you get back from the land of waves. And once you get back your land, I will be killing Gato for you. Or I could leave that job up to Naruto." As Naruto would have a sadistic smile saying, "And that demon of the mist that I have heard about. I've heard that he's pretty strong, right? Well then, Kakashi, if we meet that man, will you allow him to fight me?" As Kakashi would say, "Look, Naruto, I'm not certain of your abilities," or actually, my bad, yes he is, because he had 2 months with him to train and fight. So I'll say, "Yes, Naruto." He says that, but he tells Naruto to be very, very wary and to have his senses on guard at all times. As anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where they're walking. As Naruto would send a slash, the entire grass would then be cut as a bunny would be shown. As it's now bleeding, Naruto would be like, "Oh, well, that's unfortunate. But it is a snow bunny, so that makes me think that it was sheltered," which means it's an animal that was sheltered. And that means humans. As this is when Kakashi would say for everybody to get down, as Naruto would do so. A gigantic meat cleaver comes flying through, hitting a tree. Zabuza would then show up on it, saying, Well, if it isn't Kakashi Hatake, the copycat ninja, I've been wanting to fight you for a while now. But remember, this isn't gonna go like how it did last time. As the killing intent would have hit them all, they would all be shaking. Well, not all. Tazuna would be shaking, Sakura would be shaking. Uchiha Sasuke, why do I say it like that? Sasuke would be a little bit shaken, but Naruto would put his hand on his shoulder saying, "It's alright, Sasuke. I know this man reminds you of him, but don't think like that. Think of this man like an obstacle that you need to face to get to your brother. Prove. But I will be fighting this man today." As, this is when they start talking. Naruto would say, "That's a lot of talk from someone like you, you eyebrowless freak." As, Zabuza, yes, he does not have eyebrows, which is just funny, would then be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" As, this is when Naruto would say, "Look here, if you can land at least one slash on me, I'll consider you strong." As Zabuza would be like, "Kid, it's the other way around. I'm gonna whoop your ass. And then I'm gonna kill you along with your teammates for that damn insult that you just gave me." As this is when he takes his blade and mist appears everywhere. As this is when Naruto will tell everyone to stay on guard, along with Kakashi saying that. As Naruto would then send a slash into the mist. The mist would literally like disperse from that area, but then like quickly cover it. As Naruto would then say, dismantle. As it hits Zabuza, Zabuza being like, what the hell was that? What did the kid just do? He just sent something to me. What the hell? I'm bleeding. As his left arm would be cut. So when Naruto would appear right in front of him saying, hey there. As he grabs onto his face and smashes it to the ground, but this is when the clone would disperse. As Zabuza would appear right behind Naruto as Kakashi's like, Naruto! But this is when Naruto would slash. As the blade would be stopped in his tracks, so Naruto would send multiple dismantles or cleaves. As the cleaves would be hitting the blade, it would be like a sort of blade struggle in like, you know how anime is and everything like that. But this is when it would break away as the area around them would explode in a way of like slashes going everywhere. Now Naruto would say, so you use water, huh? Well then, all this mist, I can't really see through it. As Naruto would then stand, charging up a fire arrow. As Naruto would tell Kakashi to hold off Zabuza for him. As Kakashi quickly goes in and would parry a blade that was about to hit Naruto. But this is when Kakashi would send Zabuza flying back. As Naruto would then be charging up this flame arrow, he would then aim it at Zabuza. As Naruto would say, Kakashi, get out of the way. As he says, Fuga. Now, as it is sent towards Zabuza, Zabuza would try and get out the way, but this is when he jumps. As it hits his left leg, an explosion would occur as Zabuza would be flying. As this is when he lands down, dropping into the water as he gets back out saying, brat, those moves are impressive, but that's not gonna take me out. As soon Naruto would say, I know, but this will. Kite. As this is when he did his first multiple cleave barrage. As it had hit Zabuza multiple times, definitely not enough to kill him or cut him in half, but Zabuza had about 5 slashes on his torso area to the point where he started coughing up blood. This is when Haku would show up, as Naruto would then be like, who are you? As Haku would say, thank you for killing Zabuza for me. I'll be on my way now. Leaving immediately, Naruto sent a slash, as this slash went on to destroy like half of the landscape that was like, you know, the slash was sent. As anyways, this is when Naruto would be like, wow, that fight really did take a lot out of me. But he didn't get one slash on me, didn't he? So, Kakashi, what do you think? How strong do you think I am? So Kakashi would say, Naruto, your techniques are very formidable. And this makes me think that you're even stronger than me at some times, but only in certain aspects, okay? You have this power that you call cursed energy, so I just think that it really does give you a sort of buff. As this is when a couple of hours would go by as they make it to Tazuna's house. Now, they do make it there, as we're gonna skip because we're gonna get on to the tuning exams. It's already like an hour in. So yeah, 2 weeks would go by. Now Naruto does not know who Haku is. He doesn't really take in his ideologies, because Naruto already fights for his loved ones sometimes. Not all of his loved ones, but some of it. No, I mean all of his loved ones, but he doesn't have many. That's what I meant to say. So yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where 2 weeks go by as they start heading to the bridge. Now Naruto, of course, waking up late, would then get up as he sees 2 bandits trying to harass the tsunami into like getting her to be a hostage so they can kill the shinobi. Naruto easily just cuts both of them in half, but make sure, you know, to take them outside before he does that. He doesn't want to traumatize the kid, along with Tsunami, you know, the mother of the kid. So yeah, anyways, we're just gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto makes it to the bridge. As he sees that Sasuke is being pummeled by Senbon, Naruto would then send a slash. Now, as Naruto sends a slash, it would hit one of the mirrors. Now, I need to say this one thing. It's gonna be a little bit hard to make this balance, but Naruto is just gonna easily outclass Haku. Sorry, excuse me. It doesn't matter how strong Haku is. Once one of Haku's mirrors are taken out, a lot of chakra would be used to actually remake a mirror. So yeah. As anyways, this is when Naruto would then cut another mirror and then enter. As soon as Naruto sees that Senbon are flying at him, he would then cut each and every one of them. As he sends a cleave at Haku. As Haku would say, "What the hell? What is this boy?" As one of the mirrors would be shattered again, him having to remake that mirror would have him heavily tired, as he could only go on for a couple of mirrors left before he loses all his chakra. As soon Naruto would then slash every other mirror around him as they would all break. Now, as they all break, Haku would then be caught off guard by a punch to the face by Naruto. Naruto would then say, "The hell out of the freaking way." As this is when chirping birds would sound out, as Zabuza was about to get stabbed, but Haku would show up, giving his life for Zabuza. Now, as this happens, this is when Zabuza would hear someone clapping, as this would be Gato. Now, Gato would start clapping, saying, well, if it isn't the demon of the mist being beaten by a whole bunch of brats, how pitiful it is. But I wasn't even going to pay you anyway. As this is when Zabuza hears this, as, you know, this is when Gato would say, "All right, men, kill them all." As Naruto would then charge, but this is when Zabuza would say, "Wait, kid, give me a kunai." As he puts a kunai in his mouth, and he starts to kill the shinobi in the bridge. As Naruto decides that he's gonna try and help, making sure that no one could actually hit him. He would cut every other weapon that they all have, as Zabuza would take care of the job. Now after this, we're just gonna have a time to where the massacre has ended, as Gato would be held up or cut in the neck with the kunai. This is when Gato would fall off the bridge, dying, along with Zabuza falling back, hitting himself on the bridge, or like falling back onto the bridge, as he says, or he tries to limp towards Haku, as he says, "I'm sorry, Haku." I don't know what made me notice this, but you're definitely not going to the place where I'm going. As after this, Zabuza would die, as they decide to give them a proper burial. Now after this, the proper burial is done, as they start heading back to the village. As the people would hail them as heroes, the bridge would be called the Great Naruto Bridge. As we're just gonna have a time to where they would head back to the village, as Kakashi would then say, "All right, well, the tuning exams is today, and by the way, it took them like a couple of hours to get back to the village, and by that time, you know, they spent a day. So by the time they got there, they left around 4 a.m. They got there around 9 a.m. So yeah. As anyways, okay, what I want to say is after killing Zabuza, giving them a burial, they spent one day in the Land of Waves, and then that's when they left at 4 a.m. So yes, they are well rested, as Kakashi would tell them about the tuning exams. So let's go, tuning exams. So Naruto would be like very excited, along with Sasuke, as they're like, all right, Naruto, thank you for saving me, but hey man, I can't wait to fight in the tuning exams. Sakura would be like, but wait, there's gonna be like shinobi and it's gonna be scary. As they're gonna be like, whatever, Sakura, you're being a slouch. Doesn't really matter if there's strong people. That's what really matters, is that there's strong people for us to fight. As this is when we have a time to where Naruto would then be thinking, so Kakashi, what is this about? The Chunin exams is to rank up, as Kakashi would explain everything. So they make it to the village. Kakashi would say, I'm going to go bring in my report. You guys can go ahead. As they are walking, Naruto sees a kid named Konohamaru. Now, Konohamaru would be running from his friends playing tag as he runs into an alleyway. This is when Team 7 would walk by. As Naruto sees Konohamaru being held by the collar of his shirt, being lifted into the air. As Naruto would say, what the hell do you think you're doing, huh? Put the kid down or else I'm gonna hurt you and make you scream in pain. As, Kankuro hearing this, Kankuro would then be like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do? You look weak. As Naruto would appear right in front of him, grabbing the arm and starting to crush down. As Kankuro would be like, what the hell? Wait, stop! But this is when Naruto would then grab him by the face or the neck and drag him. Or not drag him, but like carry him up. As this is when we're gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto would be like, so, you wanna run that back again, or you want to stay silent and do what I say, huh? As Kankuro would say, just put me down, okay? I'm sorry, okay? I apologize what I did. Just put me down. This is when Naruto would just look at him, saying, you truly are pathetic. Hurting innocent children, what? Why did you even do that to begin with? He bumped into me. This is what Naruto would say, and you're gonna start a fight? You know that was the Hokage's grandson, right? You could have started an international war. You would have started a war between the leaf and the sand. As Sun Kankuro would then be embarrassed, along with Tamari, Gaara would show up saying, Kankuro, you are an idiot. As this is when Gaara would say, you, what is your name? As Naruto would then say, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. What is your name? As Gaara would then say, my name is Gaara. Gaara no Sabaku. I can sense your strength. I can feel it. You are very strong, aren't you? As this is when Naruto would say, yeah, I am. As Gaara would say, I can't wait to kill you in the Chunin exams. As Naruto would then say, and I can't wait to kill you too. As this is when they would part ways, heading to the Chunin exams first test. So yeah. As they start making their way to it, they make it to the first exam. Now we're just gonna go into the time to where, Lee challenges Sasuke. As Sasuke would utterly lose, this is when Lee would challenge Naruto. As Naruto would say, what, feeling lucky, huh? Thinking you could beat me? Well, I'll tell you one thing about me, that I don't hold back. But for this fight, I'll have to show some restraint, because you are very weak. As this is when we're gonna have a time. Time to where Naruto and Gaara was Naruto and Lee is about to fight. But this is when Might Guy would show up, forbidding them from fighting, saying, no fighting in here. That's enough out of both of you. Fighting is strictly prohibited during these tests. Wait until the next match in the Forest of Death. As they do so, as they walk into the first exam, Naruto would be like, well, seems like there's a lot of shinobi that hate us. Or they just looking at us like little brats who don't know how to keep their eyes to themselves. As Naruto would then look at one of these people. As Naruto feels something, everybody's like giving him killing intent. As Sasuke is like, do they really think they're tough? Well, doesn't matter anyway. As this is when we're gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto would just send a whole bunch of killing intent towards the entire room. As anyways, after showing this, he is going to now go on to where the Rookie 12 is. Yeah. As they all start talking, Naruto doesn't talk. It's just Sasuke, Sakura, Kila. They're just talking. Along with, Shikamaru, Choji, maybe, that are all talking. This is when Kabuto would show up saying, hey, all of you, maybe you guys shouldn't be so damn loud, right? I'll just tell you one thing. And it's that these people, they will not hesitate to kill you. So, you guys are going to have to calm down and pipe down for a second. As, Naruto hears this, he's like, who the hell are you, huh? As Kabuto would say, Kabuto Yukushi. I've been a part of these tuning exams for about, 7 times I failed? As Naruto would be like, huh, so does that just mean you're super weak? As Kabuto would say, no, it's just that the second exam always took me out. But anyways, I have information on a lot of people. If you want, I can tell you. Since you all are rookies, I'll give you information. As this is when Gaara would actually walk up, or Lee, as Lee would ask all the information about Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, as this is when Naruto would ask all the information about Gaara Sabaku. Now, the information would be given out. Sasuke is being the same, just a little bit slightly different. Gaara's being the same, and Naruto's being different entirely. As Kabuto would say, Naruto's techniques, they consist of cuts and slashes, as he was once said. Naruto has a technique where he is allowed to use a sort of energy, that being cursed energy. As Naruto would then be thinking, how does this guy have this knowledge? I never told anybody except for Kakashi the Hokage and Sasuke. So what really makes me weirded out is on how he has this information. You see, the Hokage decided that he wanted to write down Naruto's abilities on paper. Just a personal file on Naruto. And Kabuto was the one who got that file and got all the files of all the Genins and Chunins and, people and put information into those cards. So now Kabuto has all of Naruto's information. So yeah. As Naruto would say, so, tell me one thing, Kabuto Yakushi. What do you gain by this? You don't really have an upper hand here, right? Telling people information, doesn't that just make it worse for others? Even though I asked for one. And also, how do you know that information? The one about my cursed energy. I never told anyone that except for the Hokage and 2 select people, which I know would never tell anything. Which means that you've been snooping around. You are someone that I'm going to be looking at way more thoroughly now. I'll tell you one thing, Kabuto Yakushi. If I do catch you in the forest of death, I'm going to kill you. As this is when we're going to have a time. A time to where Naruto would just be thinking in his head. Well then, I guess let's just start the test. As Ibiki would show up. Now Ibiki shows up as they start the test. Now the written exam would be given out as the people who passed, and the people who fail. It's as simple as that. Now we're just going to go on to a time. A time to where Naruto would just be going into the, we're not going into anywhere actually, but Enko Mitarashi would cry. No, my bad. The 10th question would be given out. So Naruto would say, so, you're telling me people will put their lives at stake, but not their rank? It's simply pathetic. There's a lot of people hearing this would be like, oh shoot, wait a minute. He's kind of right. It doesn't make sense that they would put their lives at risk, but not their rank. So they decide to take the 10th question. As anyways, this is when he would tell everyone that they had passed. Now, Uncle Mitarashi will come flying in, as she would then post up a banner, throwing 2 kunais to the ceiling, hanging up this banner. As this banner would then be hanged up, as it would say, Uncle Mitarashi, 2nd Proctor, Forest of Death. As Anko would say, all right, maggots, it is I, Uncle Mitarashi. I am your 2nd Proctor. Now every single one of you will follow me into the Forest of Death. And, Ibiki, it seemed a lot of people passed this year. Well, we're gonna cut that number in half in the Force of Death, aren't we, right? As Ibiki would just say, whatever, uncle. Just take those brats. As they decide to do so. Now, as they are going to head to the Forest of Death, this is when they make it there, as Anko would start explaining the rules. But Naruto would start talking with Sasuke, as this is when she would throw a kunai, as it would cut Naruto's cheek, so when she would appear right behind Naruto. But instead of Naruto being scared, Naruto would actually just smirk at her, saying, "Who the hell do you think you are?" As he says, "I'll give you about 10 seconds until I cut you into pieces." As he says this, Anko would actually recoil back in fear, as she's like, oh, I don't doubt this kid can do that. This kid most definitely can. As this is when we're gonna have a time to where Naruto would just be saying, well, it seems you're smart. Now, I'm gonna need you to keep on explaining these damn rules without you disturbing me. All right? You got that? Sanko would say, as she nods her head. This is when we're gonna have a time to where Naruto would just be thinking, I wonder who I'm gonna be fighting in this exam, as he continues to talk with Sasuke. Now, this is when Anko finishes explaining, as we're gonna have a time. Well, to where she gives out all the scrolls, the waivers, saying that if you die, that it's not our fault, everything like that. They all sign it, and they head into the Forest of Death, as we have a 3-hour time skip. Now, 3 hours would have gone by. As they are jumping through the Forest of Death, this is when a gigantic gust of wind would hit all of them, as Naruto would then grab onto the tree, grabbing onto Sakura, and Sasuke would then, grab onto Naruto's shoulder as they breeze through this. Now, as this is going on, a snake, my bad, Orochimaru would show up. As Orochimaru says, well then, I can see that it's you, Sasuke Uchiha. I've been wondering if you have the Sharingan yet. That's when, Orochimaru would say, well then. As he starts sending a whole bunch of killing intent towards everybody, or just to them, this is when they would all freeze, but not Naruto. Only Sasuke and Sakura would freeze. As Naruto would say, who the hell are you? You're not no damn ordinary genin, are you? There's no way. That aura that I'm feeling from you, it's something else. I definitely don't believe that you are an ordinary genin. You are definitely someone stronger. As this is when we're gonna have a time to where Naruto would just send a whole bunch of slashes towards Orochimaru, saying dismantle, as Orochimaru would then get cut as his mask would come off. Now, as he says these words, so you found out, huh? You definitely are very smart, but it wouldn't take a smart person to figure out that I am someone else, and that I am not who I say I am. As when Orochimaru would start battling with Naruto. As Naruto would send a whole bunch of cuts and slashes towards Orochimaru, Naruto would be thinking in his head, what the heck? This man is so strong. He's even stronger than his sensei and even Zabuza and Haku. As it seemed the gap was in like a massive gap. As this is when we're gonna have a time to where Naruto would then be hit. As he gets sent into the tree, Naruto would tell Sasuke and Sakura to run, as he's not even sure that he can take this person out. Now, Naruto would send a slash towards Orochimaru, as Orochimaru does get a gigantic gash upon his chest, as this is when Naruto would then grab onto Orochimaru and slam him to a tree. As Orochimaru would then stab a sword straight through Naruto's stomach, Naruto is feeling the immense amount of pain. As Naruto decides that he's gonna try and do a reverse curse technique. As this is when we're gonna have a time to where Naruto would slowly heal, but very, very slowly. But this is when Orochimaru would stab him again and again and again and again. As Naruto would then be sent flying back with a kick. As Naruto said, if there was the only way to actually guarantee a hit in multiple succession, Naruto would be smiling. As he starts to float up, he would then say, Domain expansion, malevolent shrine. As a shrine would form, this being the first form of the shrine, Naruto would completely cut Orochimaru into two pieces. As Orochimaru would then regurgitate himself in a weird position out of the stump of his waist. It was absolutely disgusting. This is when he comes out and tries to kill Naruto, but the shrine is still active, as cuts and slashes will be going everywhere, as the first attacks are always the strongest, but after the first attacks, it's gonna weaken a little bit. Like, the first attacks are always going to be the strongest attacks during the Malevolent Shrine. And then after that, if Naruto wants, he can add the intensity for it to gain even stronger over time. But Naruto is his first time ever doing something like this, so the attacks are getting weaker over time. So this is when Naruto would then charge up an attack. Fuga! As he holds this fire arrow, Orochimaru, seeing that there's literally no point in going after this kid, would then jump out the way as the Fuga would hit a tree. The tree would set ablaze as a gigantic fire skyscraper would ascend into the sky. As this is when the fire would start to slowly die down and descend back down. Orochimaru would be nowhere to be found as he ran away. This is when Naruto sees the scroll, grabs it, and starts running as he catches up with his team. Now, as he does so, he says, we need to get out of here right now. Sasuke sees Naruto visibly shaking. He sees that, oh shoot, this person scared Naruto enough and made Naruto use so much power to the point where he even felt that power. As anyways, we're just going to have a time to where they make it to the tower as 5 days would go by. Now, Naruto would be talking with the Hokage, saying that the Orochimaru was actually in the village. As this is when the entire village will be put on alert, but they cannot stop the tuning exams because it might cause a lot of ruckus. So yeah, as anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where the preliminaries would start. Now the prelims will start as he would be matched up with Kiba. Kiba, seeing that he has no chance, would tell Naruto to beat him in a fist fight. As they would start to fight, Naruto would easily knock out Kiba. Sasuke would be like, huh, well done, Naruto, but I shouldn't be giving you a well done for an easy job done. So anyways, this is when a month would go by. Now, the matches. Sasuke lost to Ino still, and everything. As Naruto meets with Jiraiya. Now Jiraiya would be like, so, Naruto, I wanted to talk with you, for a while actually. I saw your abilities and I'm very impressed. As Naruto would say, well, yeah, I'm quite strong, aren't I? As this is when we're going to have a time to where Naruto will just be telling him. So, what's your deal anyway? As this is when Jiraiya would say, I am your godfather, Naruto. So he decides to train him for a month. Now, Jiraiya and Naruto would fight. As Jiraiya says that Naruto is quite strong. And that Naruto might be able to actually beat Jiraiya. And as you know, Jiraiya is the strongest of the Sani. So yeah. So anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where Naruto will just be in his, thinking in his head, what is he gonna do for this, training? As 1 month goes by, so yes, 1 month goes by, it's now the Chunin exams finals. Now the Chunin exams finals comes down as Jiraiya would be telling Naruto, that he did good. Naruto does have the toad summoning and everything like that, along with being able to use some of the Fox's chakra, but Naruto tells Jiraiya that this chakra feels more weaker than his cursed energy. And that's just because Naruto has felt so much negative emotions, and that just because, since negative emotions can be, used a lot, most of the time Naruto is going to be feeling a sort of, such lust for battle to the point where it's going to just fuel his cursed energy. So yeah. Anyways, this is when Neji would say something. Well, if it isn't you, Naruto Uzumaki, Even though you were the second best of your generation, I still think that I'm fated to win. Now come at me. As they would decide to go at it. Now as they go at it, Naruto would just be fighting with Neji. Now Naruto would hit Neji with 2 fists. As Neji gets hit with one of the divergent fists, it hits him as he feels the first impact. As he would get kicked back or winded by Naruto's first impact. This is when the second impact would come. As the second impact is just cursed energy slamming into him. As this cursed energy would send him flying. Now, as he gets sent flying, he would spin to the wall. So Naruto would appear right in front of him, sending a slash, saying kite. As that slash, kite, Japanese, just dismantle. It would hit him. Now, as it hits him, he would be, bleeding out. As he's like, what the hell? What the hell is this kid? It's as if he's stronger than me in every other way. Even in taijutsu. I don't even think I could beat him. As Neji would then be grabbed by the neck. As Naruto would say, all the yelling is drowning out how pathetic you are. As Neji would be looking at this, as he would say, what? What are you? You're a monster. As Naruto would then say, dismantle. As Neji would be cut everywhere around his body. As Naruto would then throw him at the wall. As he gets smashed into the wall. Now, as this is going on, we're just gonna have a moment. A moment to where Sasuke would start his match. Sasuke would start fighting with Gaara. Now, Sakura would say, Naruto, I saw your match and I'm actually impressed that you actually beat Neji so fast. As anyways, this is when we're gonna have a time. A time to where Sasuke would start fighting with Gaara. So we go into the time where Sasuke charges up a Chidori and would pierce Gaara as Gaara would yell out his blood. As he would then say, that's enough of you, Uchiha. As feathers would fall from the sky, the Genjutsu would be placed down. As the Konoha Crush would commence. Now, as this has started, Naruto would see the feathers, as he almost got a little sleepy, but he got instantly awakened. As shinobi would start attacking left and right, Naruto would be flanked by 10 shinobi, but Naruto would cut each and every single one of them. They all got killed. Now, as this happened, Naruto would see Gaara fleeing as Sasuke would run after him. Naruto decides to follow. Now, the following events would happen. Naruto would catch up with Gaara. As Gaara would start fighting with Naruto, Naruto wouldn't be able to get close. But that won't matter because all he has to do is just slash at Gaara. As Gaara would be slashed in multiple areas, Gaara would be bleeding as he starts to die fast. Now, not die, but he's slowly dying. As he lets out Shukaku, Naruto would then say, so, you're made of sand, right? As he starts to charge up a Fuga, Divine Arrow, as this one would be his strongest Fuga ever. Well, not ever, but his strongest Fuga at this point. As he sent it towards Gaara in the Shukaku form, Shukaku would explode in a blaze of fire as he would then crystallize as Naruto would jump, waking up Gaara and telling Gaara what he did was stupid. And Naruto would see that he's just begging not to end his existence. Naruto would say that his existence is pathetic and that he acts as if he's some damn monster when he has people who love him. As Gaara taking this would look at his siblings in another light and actually apologize to them. Naruto was like, whatever, I don't really care about your affairs anyway. Still simply think of you as brats. Now, as this happens, Naruto heads back to the village. As a a barrier would be put up around the Hokage office. Of course, this was done before. Naruto would send a slash towards it. Now, as this slash hits it, one of the sides would actually explode. As Naruto's cursed energy reacted with the seal, or the barrier, and actually exploded it. So Naruto would then look at this and say, so, Orochimaru, huh? Why did you run from me while we was fighting? Huh? Orochimaru would be like, if it isn't the brat. Well, just because I ran doesn't mean that you were stronger than me. No, don't get it twisted. I only did a tactical retreat. This retreat wasn't permanent, no. It was just because I didn't feel as if it was worth it to actually fight you. But anyways, I see your abilities as very interesting, so I'll be taking you as a test subject. As Naruto would say, over my dead body. As Orochimaru would then say, I can arrange for that. As Naruto would then send a dismantle towards Orochimaru and then appear right in front of him, hitting him 3 times. As Naruto would then start fighting with Orochimaru, Naruto would then hit a black flash, as now he has unlocked 120% of his potential. Now, or he can output 120% more of his power. As Naruto sends a dismantle towards Orochimaru, Orochimaru would be sent back, hitting the barrier, but this is when the 2 Hokage reanimated would show up. As Naruto would then hit them both with cleaves. This would do nothing, but it does hit the caster. So whoever casted the technique got hit with 2 cleaves. As Orochimaru's chest would gush out with blood. This is when the 2 reanimations would start to fall. As anyways, this is when we're gonna have a time to where Orochimaru would then say, we have to retreat now. It doesn't matter. We gotta get out of here. That kid is too strong. What the hell is he? Is he as if he's some damn monster? So Naruto would then smirk, saying, or no, not saying, but laughing. He's like, oh man, you really are foolish, aren't you, Orochimaru? My general concept of that move, cleave, adjust to the power of the person that I'm cutting. So it doesn't matter how strong you are. As long as I'm near your strength, or as long as I'm stronger than you, or at the same strength, I can cast the same abilities to your level. As this is when we're going to have a time to where Naruto would have saved Hiruzen. As we have a little bit of a time skip, so a day would go by. As the Konoha Crush would have ended, everybody would have, protected the village. As Naruto would be made a Chunin, along with Sasuke. As yes, Sasuke did help in that fight, and yes, Sasuke is seen to be able to be very strong against Gaara. He was being able to pierce Gaara, so yes. As anyways, this is when we're gonna have a time to where, Jiraiya would then meet up with Hiruzen. Hiruzen is talking to the council, saying that he's gonna go and tell, Jiraiya and Naruto to get a new Hokage. So one of the council members would say, Hiruzen, I can say this, and I speak for everyone here. Naruto is becoming a danger to us. He's becoming too strong. Today, you said that he was able to fight with Orochimaru, and you said that Naruto played with Orochimaru. It's as if Orochimaru was being toyed with. It was like Orochimaru had no chance at all to actually beat Naruto. That makes us scared, so we need Naruto to be killed or banished. So Naruto would appear, saying, so, what makes you think you could ever kill me, and what makes you think you could even banish me? You guys are simple fools, not understanding simple concepts. You only hate me because I hold the Nine Tails inside of me. But truly, if one of you actually killed me that day during that fox hunt, the fox would have been released. And know your place. You are below me. I'm stronger than you. Damn civilian, you don't know nothing, do you? Understanding anything. I'm better than you. As this is when, the civilian would get up saying, how dare you speak to me like that? Naruto would send a dismantle towards the man. Because he was not going to take any of that bull or BS, he's not taking any of that BS. The man would be cut. As anyways, Jiraiya would say, you got a medic for that, man. But also, he was talking back to Naruto. There's no reason for him to do that. You civilians seem to hate Naruto for something that he did do. And that really does piss me off. But anyways, we're going off. Hiruzen, we're gonna go find Tsunade. As they go on to a town. Now, as they make it to this town, it will be a gambling town. Now, Orochimaru is not gonna have any reason to seek out Tsunade. Because, well, he can heal, but still, he got his ass whooped by Naruto. Simply, Naruto made sure that Orochimaru got the whooping that he deserved. See, Naruto got his get back. And even though Naruto almost lost in the Forest of Death, or, like, he could have lost because Orochimaru dipped. He didn't actually, defeat Orochimaru. Orochimaru just left after he was Malevolent Shrine in Fuga. So, yeah. As anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where Naruto and Jiraiya stop at a hotel, as Naruto would stay in the hotel. Now, someone would knock at the door, as it would be Itachi and Kisame. Now, as Naruto opens the door, Naruto would be like, what the hell do you two want? This is when Naruto would be like, Itachi! This is when Naruto would say, dismantle! As the entire backside of the building would explode. As Itachi would be sent flying through along with Kisame. Itachi would then see Naruto jump. As Naruto jumps and then smashes down on the ground. As this is when Naruto would smile at Itachi, saying, are you ready to die today, Itachi? You seem to be seeking me out. That's crazy because even as a kid, I almost stood toe-to-toe with you. As this is when we have a time to where Itachi would just rush in at Naruto as they both start trading blows. As this is when Naruto would then hit Itachi. As Itachi was about to hit Naruto with a punch, Naruto would do a cartwheel manji kick. Now, as Naruto hits Itachi with this manji kick, Naruto would then appear right in front of him and then hit him in the chest. As this is when Naruto would deliver a black flash. As Naruto does this, he's like, wow, can't believe I hit another black flash. And it's in the same week. As anyways, this is when Kisame would be like, alright, brat, you're gonna die today. I don't care anymore. As this is when Kisame would swing his sword, Naruto would cut the sword in half. And so Naruto would grab onto Kisame and slam him to the ground. As Kisame would be bleeding, Naruto would then say, cleave, dismantle, Fuga open. Now, if you guys don't know, he's about to say these words. Recoil, twin meteors, falling stars, I think. Or, recoil, scale of dragons, twin meteors, dismantle, world-cutting slash. As this is when we have a time to where, well, the man himself, Naruto, just cut Kisame in half. As Kisame was killed like that. Now, Itachi would see this and be like, this kid, he's grown from the time as a child. He's being even stronger. As Naruto would rush in at Itachi and kick him into the air as he would jump and then slam him back to the ground. This is when Naruto would send a dismantle wave towards Itachi. Itachi would parry every single one of them. And this is when Naruto would say, Itachi, why don't we see how strong you are? Fuga. As Naruto would then summon up a fire arrow, Itachi would simply leave. As before the fire arrow could be launched, Jiraiya would stop him, saying, kid, that's enough. Itachi left. You killed one of them. Don't worry, alright? They're no longer a threat anymore. Naruto seeing this would be like smiling, saying, they really thought they can even get me, get near my power. It's people like that who piss me off. People like that who think that they can beat me. And if pisses me off that Itachi came back trying to get me. It's crazy, isn't it? How this world works, right, Jiraiya-sensei? This is when a couple of hours go by, as they are in the middle of the night in a bar casino, as they see Tsunade. As Tsunade is like, Jiraiya, what the hell are you doing here with this brat? Why does he look so much like... As Jiraiya would be like, stop, don't say it. As Naruto would say, who do I look like again? Oh, that's right. I look like the 4th Hokage. You guys really think I didn't notice? Especially you, Jiraiya. You should have noticed that I, would have known that the 4th Hokage was my father. Who else would he have sealed the Nine Tails into? I came to the conclusion a while ago. You know that, right? But it's whatever. This is when we're gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto would be thinking in his head, who is this woman? Because she's a drunk. She looks like a drunkard. So Naruto would just be telling this to her. So, is this the lady that we're gonna want to be Hokage? She doesn't really look like much. As when Tsunade would say, what the hell did you say, brat? As Jiraiya would then say, Tsunade, Hiruzen is requesting that you become Hokage. You see, he almost died today. And if it wasn't for not today. He almost died yesterday. And if it wasn't for Naruto, he would have never been alive. Naruto single-handedly took care of Orochimaru and could have killed him. But he didn't have the chance. As by this time, Naruto is, I think, around the age of 14. Yes, 14. And then we're gonna go into Shippuden. So yeah, I don't know. I think Shippuden, they went from 14 to 16. And like at the start of Shippuden, they were 16. And then like the war, 17. So it's like, it's a little hard. Because like, I need these age ranges to measure Naruto's power. Just like a tiny bit. So like Naruto at the moment is 14. He's very, very strong. So yeah. As anyways, we're just gonna go back. So Tsunade hears that, they want him back in the village, as she says no. But Naruto would say, let's make a deal. If I win in a fight, you come back to the village. As Tsunade would say, hell no. I just heard that you almost took out Orochimaru, so I'm not very confident. But I will take you up on the offer. You can't be that strong. And Hiruzen probably weakened Orochimaru more, so you can actually take him out. You may have special abilities, but you're definitely not stronger than Orochimaru. As when Jiraiya would say, no, it's not true. Naruto actually almost killed Orochimaru in the, Forest of Death, and that was 1 month before I actually trained him. As Tsunade would be shocked. This is when Naruto would say, alright, oh hag, come outside and fight me if you want. As Tsunade, being enraged, would be like, what the hell did you call me, huh? This is when she would chase after him. Naruto would just jump, as he's now in the middle of the street. Now, Tsunade would swing a punch as it would land onto the ground, smashing it. So Naruto would kick her in the head, or in the face, as she would be sent back. This is when she would be more mad, but calm herself. As Naruto would say, dismantle. As, okay. Tsunade would then be cut into multiple pieces. Whoa. Tsunade will be cut in multiple areas. So, yeah, not in like cut into pieces, no, but cut in multiple areas. She would then heal herself quickly. She would then say, what the hell is this brat? As they would start to fight, Naruto would be going blow for blow. As she would then hit her with a right hook, but she would dodge, hitting him. As Naruto actually feels this, he would then do a Manji kick after she tried to hit him with the second punch, kicking her in the head. As she would be sent flying, she would go to the left. Naruto would then hit her with a kick. As she gets sent into the air, Naruto would then hit her in her back as she gets sent back flying down to the ground. So think of like someone like kicking you up and then they instantly slam you down by like slamming both of their arms on your back. That would hurt a lot. Tsunade hits the ground. This is when Tsunade would then use a chakra scalpel, but Naruto would just say nope as he slices it. Now, as it gets sliced, we're just gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto would just be thinking, this lady truly is strong, but you're not at your full potential. You're still drunk. Well, it doesn't matter. I guess I'll end this. As Naruto would hit her with a divergent fist, Naruto would get a lucky black flash in. As it hits her, she would get knocked out. Now the next day, Shizune would be like, okay, Naruto, I understood that you guys were fighting, but you didn't have to go so far. As this is when we're gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto would just be like, it's whatever, but anyways, you guys are coming back to the village with us, whether you like it or not. I did just kill one of the Akatsuki members. And, yeah. We just need you. Okay, sorry, yawning. As a Hokage, you got that? Or we just need Tsunade to become a Hokage. As, you know, Shizune hears this, she'd be like, alright, I guess. So anyways, we're just gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto would be thinking in his head, what's the new Hokage gonna be like? As anyways, Tsunade would wake up saying, hey, brat, so since you won that bet, I'm gonna give you this necklace. Even though it wasn't a part of the bet, I'm gonna give you this anyway. As this is when, Naruto would be like, oh, whatever, I guess I can take it. But as soon as Naruto touches this necklace, his hand would be burned. As yes, Naruto is overflowing with cursed energy. So he says, what the hell? What is that necklace about? It burnt my hand. Tsunade would be like, that's interesting. So Naruto would say, I guess it's just the cursed energy. As Tsunade would say, what is cursed energy, Naruto? Naruto would say, it's a specialized energy for me. It's tied to my emotions. So the more negative emotions that I feel, the more stronger I can get. As Tsunade would be like, that's very interesting. What is this brat? So anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where we go on to the 2-year time skip. Now, 2 years would go by. As 2 years have gone by, Sasuke would be training with Kakashi, along with, Jiraiya training Naruto. Naruto's training with Jiraiya, Sasuke is training with Kakashi, and Tsunade is training with Sakura. Or Sakura is training with... freaking heck. Sakura is training with Tsunade, Naruto is training with Jiraiya, and Sasuke is training with Kakashi, so yeah. As anyways, Naruto being around the age of 16 is gonna be like, wow. I am very strong. Let's go back, Jiraiya. It's time. And also, you're not going to Amegakure without me. I'm going with you. You're talking about the Akatsuki, right? You know damn well I'm strong enough to wipe out their entire civilization here. You know that, right? As this is when we're gonna have a time. So where they make it to the village. Now, as they make it there, they're gonna meet up, or Naruto's gonna meet up with everybody. As Sasuke's gonna be like, what's good, Naruto? I haven't seen you in a while. As Naruto would say, yeah. By the way, 2 years ago, me and your brother fought. I'm telling you this. I outclass him by miles. Especially now. I can probably kill him in one move if I wanted to. But I'll only leave that to you. I've noticed that you really deserve it. Since you are an Uchiha, you deserve to avenge your own clan. As Sasuke would be like, So Naruto, if you were to put it into perspective, how strong would you really be? So Naruto would say, well, at the moment I'm probably the strongest in the village, and probably the strongest in the elemental nations. Probably even stronger than Hashirama himself. This is when we're gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto would just be thinking in his head. This is when he would get interrupted as Sakura would show up and they'd start talking. But this is when news from the Sand Village would be given out. Now, as this news is heard, Naruto would be like, so they're trying to take Gaara, huh? That sand brat? As Tsunade would say, yeah. He he was kidnapped by the Akatsuki, so you guys are gonna have to go get him back. As they decide to go. Now, they left as only like the 3 of them went. And I'm telling you this right now, those 3 are the strongest in the village. Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto. But Naruto is the strongest in the elemental nations. Sorry. So, yeah. As anyways, we're just gonna have a time. A time to where Naruto would be thinking in his head. Now, as he's thinking, he's like, so, more Akatsuki members, huh? Well then, let's see if they're strong or not. As Naruto would then see a bird, he actually would just slice it. As they are in the wind country or just the sand village, they engage with the Akatsuki as multiple Zetsu clones would show up, along with, well, Obito, as Obito would be watching from the background. Now, Naruto would look at Obito and send a slash towards him, but this slash didn't actually hit him. So, yeah. As, by the way, I am bringing back Spatial Cleave, so Naruto, while fighting Obito, will learn how to hit Obito while he's in his Kamui, and it's something called Spatial Cleave. So it's something that Sukuna used to be able to bypass, Infinity. Yes, Infinity, yes, okay. Yeah, it was able to bypass Infinity and everything like that. So yeah, anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where we are having Naruto fighting with one of the members. As Sasori would show up, and Deidara would actually fall from the sky, dropping a bomb on them, but Naruto would easily cut it. As Sakura would be like, let me fight. But Naruto was like, alright, go ahead. As Sasuke and Sakura would take care of Sasori, Naruto would start cutting Deidara as he sees the body of Gaara. Now, as he takes this body, he brings it back to the sand village, but not before taking care of Deidara, as Deidara would be killed in an instant by a slash, as he would then get eviscerated by cuts and slashes, disappearing entirely, leaving nothing but blood. As anyways, Naruto, along with Sasuke and Sakura, would head back to the sand village, as they made quick work of Sasori. Now, Sasori is the puppet guy, I'm pretty sure, so yeah. As anyways, we're just gonna have a time to where they make it back to the Leaf Village. Not Leaf Village, Sand Village. Now, as they make it, they give the dead body back to Gaara, or back to the Leaf, to the sand. Damn! Holy, wow. The amount of times I messed up in that one sentence. They give the body back to the sand as Lady Chiho? Lady Chiho. She will revive Gaara, giving up her life as, after that, she dies peacefully, of course. As anyways, Gaara would be like, Naruto? Naruto would be like, whatever, Brad. I'm leaving. Let's go. But this is when news begins. As the Akatsuki are starting up their plans. Now, we're just going to go on to the time to where they get back to the Leaf. As the Leaf Village begin a Hokage summit. As the Akatsuki decided to ramp up their plans. But even with Kisame gone, and Sasori and Deidara, but Kisame died 2 years ago, they're going to have to do more. So, yeah. As the Kage Summit is called, Obito would intrude on this Kage Summit. As Naruto would try and send cuts and slashes to him. Naruto is not understanding why he can't hit him. This is when Naruto was thinking of something. He was thinking to spawn the cleave inside of the coordinates of where Obito is standing. So what Naruto's gonna do is he's literally just gonna spawn in his attack on where Obito is at and actually cut. As this would cut through time, or just through space, my bad, not through time, but through space, and actually hit Obito. But Obito was barely even scratched, because Naruto couldn't really control the power on that. So that was his first time using Space Cleave. So yeah, as Obito would declare war on the elemental nations. Now, this is when we're going to have a time. A time to where Naruto would just be thinking in his head, wow, he's really going to start a war. And I'm going to be happy to fight this war. As anyways, the war would start. As, we have a time to where they are fighting with Madara. as Naruto decides that he's gonna get this fight. As he would then start fighting with Madara, Madara would be surprised on how strong this kid is. This kid is even stronger than Hashirama. This is when Madara would get kicked in the stomach and then punched as he gets hit with a black flash. This is when Madara would then summon a Susanoo and clones. As Naruto would start cutting through the Susanoo, cutting through clones. As this is when Madara decides to drop 2 meteors. But Naruto, sitting on a gigantic rock, would be smiling as he's laughing at this. Laughing at the sort of attacks that Madara is sending towards him. As he would then say, dismantle. As the gigantic meteor would disappear, as millions and millions of rocks would start falling. As these would be small rocks, so it's like bullets, but still, Naruto took care of that meteor. As Madara would say, what are you gonna do about the second one? As Naruto would do the same thing, saying dismantle. As Naruto is telling Madara on how weak he is. As Madara would then go. As Naruto would then be hit unexpectedly. As the Nine-Tailed Fox's chakra was taken in one hit. So he's like, what the hell? Why do I feel so weak all of a sudden? As Naruto would throw up blood. This is when a new technique was formed. See, Zetsu put a teleportation seal on Naruto's Biju seal in a quick succession as the Biju was teleported into the Geromazu. Now, Naruto wouldn't die. He would replenish himself with cursed energy. So he starts to heal himself with a reverse curse technique. Sasuke would be like, Naruto, what happened? As mind you this, they are in a battlefield with millions of shinobi. I just want you guys to picture that in your head so it doesn't look like only Naruto is fighting along with Sasuke and Sakura. No, all the Kages are there. As Tsunade would start healing Naruto as well. As Naruto says, he took the fox. I can't believe him. Also, was it 3 years or 2 years? My fault. Off topic. Yes, it was 2 years. Sorry. As anyways, Naruto would see that Madara absorbs the 10 tails. Or Obito absorbs the 10 tails. Now, Obito would start attacking, but this is when Naruto sees that Madara betrays Obito, taking away the 10 tails power and absorbing it for himself. As Naruto would say, Obito, it seems that he betrayed you. What do you feel? So Obito will just be saddened by this. And then would then be like, alright, I'll join you all. So Kakashi would show up. Naruto would then charge in at Madara as Madara would hit Naruto away. As then a truth-seeking orb would be sent flying towards Naruto. Naruto would just cut it in half, saying, that won't work on me, Madara. As Naruto would be making child's play off of Madara. Madara would be being beaten senselessly by Naruto with many punches, kicks, dismantles, slashes, and even spatial cleaves. Those he cannot dodge because even spatial cleaves could be used as an undodgeable technique. It's being spawned onto the person, which means they cannot, get out the way. And the cursed energy is hurting Madara. As this is when Madara would get hit with a black flash as he hits the ground. He would then summon a Biju Dama as Naruto would be hit on by this head on. As Naruto would be burning to a crisp as he falls to the ground. This is when Naruto's markings would appear around his body again. As they start to glow red, Naruto would begin to rise up, with reverse curse technique healing him. Naruto would then say, Fuga! As this hits Madara, Madara would almost be killed. But this is when Kaguya Otsutsuki would show up. As Kaguya would then say, well then, Zetsu, you did a good job. As they would start to battle with Kaguya. Naruto already hitting a couple of black flashes would have been very, very strong and into the mode. That mode where athletes are when they are, focusing. They're locked in. So Naruto would start to fight Kaguya along with everybody else. Obito, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi. This is when Naruto, after 10 minutes of fighting, would tell them all to run away. As every single shinobi was ordered to get back, Naruto would then say, Kaguya Otsutsuki, your techniques are very formidable. Even your regeneration. Everything about you is strong. I'm saying this right now. You are the strongest person that I've ever faced. But I'm gonna have to end this. Just remember to stand proud, Kaguya. You are strong. Domain expansion. Malevolent shrine. Because this is when the malevolent shrine would rise up. 100-foot shrine made of teeth, bones, would show up as a classic Japanese style shrine. Sukunas shrine, of course. As fire would be everywhere, slashes would go everywhere, flying everywhere. Everything within a 1 mile radius would be cut and slashed. As Kaguya would be feeling the brunt of the damage. She would be being cut, slashed, as the Zetsu armies would be being cut down left and right. As this is when Naruto would start charging up his divine arrow. As this divine arrow would be the strongest thing in shinobi history. The strongest known attack ever. Enough to kill all 9 Bijus in one shot. Even enough to kill the 10 Tails. As Naruto would start charging up his flaming arrow. Everything would start to turn red with the flames. As Kaguya would be looking at this. As she's on one knee. Panting. She would then look at Naruto with eyes of fear. As Naruto would have a smile on his face. Naruto has completed his divine arrow. As he would then say, Fuga. As Kaguya would be dead. As this would be the end of the movie. Oh my goodness, guys. I really feel like I just outdid myself there, you know? Man, I started this at 6:15. It is currently 8:52 p.m. So yeah, but anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below what y'all thought. You know, Zether really inspired me to make a full movie on this. Even though I made a series and a short movie, I decided, yo, why not I just make a full movie and actually finish it this time? No bad endings, no good endings. Well, it was a good ending, you know? But still, Naruto was kind of like a menace, like Sukuna, but not entirely. So I really like the fact that I, incorporated that. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. I really want to get to 5,000 subscribers. No, not 5,000. That's too much. I do want to get to that, but not right now. I want to get to 500 subscribers, guys. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. And hope you guys have a nice day. And yeah, I am out. Peace.